Hey gang, welcome to another episode of Digging with Seven. I'm back in this old thicket here again, and still using my Equinox 600. Still got the little 6-inch coil on it, still going slow. First signal today was a good one. You'll see it here in a little bit. But I found a few more things today. Just going low and slow and digging everything that repeats. That's the secret, guys, is to dig it all. So hope you enjoyed the video. I showed you on the last video, but here's where I'm hunting, right up along the edge of this thicket, and there's used to be an old house right behind me. That would be the 44 Woods on over there, about 100 yards, I guess, is where most of the stuff comes from here. But I just been working all of this right here really slow. I've hunted this over the past 5 or 6 years, but this was always full of a bunch of iron. And the old house sat right there where that big clump of Johnson grass is. And I found a few things in here, but not much. First signal here this morning with the Equinox 600 out of that hole right there. Check it out. It is a sword scabbard tip from the American Civil War. You can see the holes down here at the bottom. That is a great find right there. What a way to start the day. I hope that's not a bad omen. Sometimes that's a bad omen when you find something really good to start with and you don't find much else during the day. Last time I found my best signal, the last signal, or just about the last signal, but man, I'm excited about that. Out of that hole right there, I love finding these. I know they're not great, but that is an old colonial knife. Really old. I love it. Pretty deep hole right there. And I've, first of all, got a piece of pottery, but I'm pretty sure that that's a Spencer casing there. That is a great find. That was a repeating rifle during the American Civil War. An old house out right here and right on a Civil War camp. I'll double check on the dimensions on that, but I'm pretty sure that that's a Spencer. The Revolutionary Spencer Repeating Rifle Company's 1860 carbine was introduced in 1863 during the American Civil War. The 7-shot repeater chambered the 56-56 Spencer metallic rimfire cartridge and was one of the most important weapons of the war. The firepower advantage it gave the individual soldier against an enemy armed with muzzle-loading muskets was immense. Issued mainly to Union cavalry troops, the Spencer 1860 carbine became the most sought-after weapon of the Civil War. However, the War Ordnance Department initially denied contracts for the Spencer carbine. It was their fear that soldiers would waste ammunition by firing too rapidly with a repeating rifle. And then there was the fact that several Springfield rifle muskets could be purchased for the cost of just one single Spencer carbine. However, eventually over 200,000 Spencer carbines were manufactured for the Union Army. Gettysburg was the first major battle of the war where Spencer carbines were used, and early users included George Armstrong Custer. The Spencer carbine served throughout the Civil War and on into the American Indian Wars. Many of these U.S. property Spencer carbines were later sold off as surplus to civilians, where many of them had second lives, protecting settlers heading out to the American West, as well as taking game to feed them. And you might not know that President Lincoln's assassin, John Wilkes Booth, was armed with a Spencer carbine at the time that he was captured and killed. Out of that hole right there, I was chasing a signal. I thought it was going to be iron, and it is. It's an old latch here. I'm not sure how old that is, but check this out right here. It's glass. probably off of a piece of an oil lamp, I would guess. Or a candlestick, but I would guess an oil lamp. That's a great find. Out of that hole right there, I've got a 69 round ball, and I don't know what. I guess that's the sprue right there. It's been poured in the field, maybe. I don't know. Wow. Not very deep right there in that hole, but it is it's a suspender clip. I was just thinking the other night, I sure would like to get into a spot that had some suspender clips. That's a good find right there. Still using the Knox with the 6-inch coil, and I've got a piece of a shoulder scale, epaulet piece. I found those here before, but that's a great find. I'll take it. Still working slow with that 6-inch coil, and I've got a little buckle right here. It's still got the tongue in it. It's iron. Don't know what that would have went on. Probably on a bridle, I would say. I've been hunting right up on that rise right there. It's where I found everything else. I don't know if you can see it or not, or can tell through the camera, but there's a pile of junk right there, bricks and rock, where maybe they cleared the old house up there. But it is a Civil War location up there as well. And I've got something here, may turn out to be absolutely nothing, but it's ringing up a solid 12, and it's right there. Let's see what it is. I'm hoping it's some kind of button. It's the top of a head stamp, but you don't ever know. I think it's the top of a head stamp. Maybe a trouser button. Let me get it cleaned up and I'll see what it turns out to be. It is a trouser button. It's got some markings around the outside of it, and it would have latched on right there, threaded on or whatever. Maybe a rivet, I don't know. I'll get it in and get it cleaned up, and I'll see what it says around it. There's some of what I was telling you, kind of a little hump right there where stuff has been pushed up. And I had a signal out of that hole right there that just turned out to be a couple of nails. But look at the brick I got out of that hole right there. 4 pieces, and you can tell that it's old brick because it doesn't have, it's just got the lines and stuff there. It doesn't have any kind of name or anything. Want to remind you that me and Tennessee Jeff and Half Redneck Mark Hoover, we're on every Thursday night on Spreaker.com, Relics Radio, at 8 o'clock Eastern. Come and join us. We always have a good guest. We always have a good time. I'll see you next Tuesday.